This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out your eyes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say about our next guest have to be?
Talk to me, homie.
The one thing I like about our next guest is, sure you can see her at the Grammys.
Oh.
Sure you can see her performing on the world global stage. Sure you could watch her on videos on Vivo or Sway's Universe. Sure.
Yes. Come on.
Sure.
Yes, Sway's Universe.
Yeah, but the thing I like about her most is if you're hanging out, let's just say in Brooklyn,
Hey.
at an event that's designed to talk about the disparity between the relationship between law enforcement and the community, you'll see her there as well.
Popping off.
There it is. Sure, if you go to Sue's Rendezvous.
Oh.
The strip club?
Sue's Rendezvous?
You never been there?
That's not what I asked. I just said why are we discussing that venue? Like why did that come up?
You could see her there too.
No, you won't.
At the strip club?
Wait,
Maybe on the stage or in the crowd?
This is getting out of hand.
Both. Nah, just kidding.
Because now everybody is like, dang, who is this girl?
Gotta clarify.
Grammy Award winning, incredible songwriter, singer. But the point I'm making is an everyday person that lends her celebrity, lends her energy to great causes, who speaks out, speaks up, and different from a lot of people you see on the celebrity stage. You could party with her.
Yeah.
You could party with her downtown Manhattan. You could party with her in Brooklyn at a park in Williamsburg or something. She's an everyday, average person in terms of her persona, but she's extremely talented in terms of her artistry, the one and only Bridget Kelly.
Hey. Oh my gosh, that was the greatest intro ever. I hope somebody got that on tape. You got that? Okay, good.
We got that, Bridge. We got that.
I need to play that before every performance now. Every time I got to sing, I'm just going to play that whole excerpt. That was great.
Go for it. Put it on the mixtape. But it comes from a real, you and I have been seeing each other for years.
Absolutely.
And I'm an observer.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see me really trying to
in the
jump.
cut.
Yeah, I'll be in the cut. And I watch you and go, I really like your energy. I've always liked your energy, and I've seen you in different places where I wink and go, okay, yeah, Bridget's on it, And you're in a new transitionary stage, I feel like, in your career.
Yes, I am.
Being independent, and we all know that you severed ties with Roc Nation, so you're doing all these things yourself now, right?
Everything myself. With my team and I. But yeah, it's really, the last 18 months have been really interesting because I didn't anticipate. I don't know. I wasn't sure what to expect when I left the label. It's kind of like going through a divorce publicly. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of looking to see what your next move is going to be. It's kind of touch and go. Like I didn't know if people were still going to want to work with me or still be cool with me, despite the lack of the cosign. It was kind of like, well, let's see if it's. I was always Bridget Kelly of Roc Nation.
Yeah.
So I was very pleasantly surprised to find that a lot of people were still into who I was, and I'm relieved actually that I've been just so genuine and really have built relationships just off of the strength of my own personality, my own character, rather than just trying to lean on the label. You know what I mean? To kind of get those doors open for me. So I mean, I'm blessed. This project was my first independent project. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's, when women say they have their first child and the second child is like, it's easy, it's no problem. I feel like I just had my first child. Like this.
Newborn?
Yeah, this is the newborn. So it's a learning experience. And then, beyond this, I just feel like it's the first feat of many.
Yeah.
I think a lot of reasons why is, first of all, what I was saying earlier, your personality lends itself to people wanting to work with you.
Yeah.
Secondly, you're talented. So you got a Grammy Award-winning pen.
Yeah.
We had Scarface up here not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about the intricate details of being independent that he had to learn because he always had people that was setting things up for him, basically carrying him into the room. What have you learned being independent?
It's really about being in control and constantly knowing what's going on. I think having a label behind me, I wasn't always hands-on. I was just kind of waiting. I kind of took a back seat, anticipating other people would take care of it. I didn't necessarily know how the ins and the outs of even something as small as knowing when to show up or where to show up or who to talk to or who to say thank you to or I've always been gracious, but I find that now that I'm independent, it's like I don't have to anything that's happening, anything that's going on with me is a result of my team's work, my work, and everything that we're putting into it. So it's very much what we put in, we get back. And even, you know, being independent too, also though, there's a lot that we have to do. We have to almost overcompensate for the lack of that resource. But to me, honestly, I feel like there's so much more validation in that for me as an artist to be able to do those things myself. Now it's kind of like, okay, well, at least I know if something doesn't happen, it's not going to be because of something I did or something I didn't do. I'm accountable for all of it now.
Were you scared initially?
Oh God, oh yeah, absolutely. There was a couple months where I was like, do I really even still want to, like, am I still gonna do this? Like, is this, I had no idea how I was gonna pay my rent, how I was gonna you know what I mean? That's hard when you're an artist. I mean, that's why you see so many artists out here with brand partnerships and sponsorships and things like that, because the music is not necessarily the breadwinner anymore. So for me, it was kind of like, well, I've always felt like I got like right to the cusp. Like I was right almost there with the label. And then when it didn't happen and then I left, I was kind of like, well, damn, what am I going to do now? Like, what can I, and then the TV hosting opportunity came up. So I was guest hosting on VH1 and FUSE. And it was like, okay, I talk way too much all the time everywhere else. This actually works for me. So all the things that I had kind of been sort of suppressing as a musical artist, because I make R&B music, and so the stigma with that is you're a heartbroken, love-scorned woman.
Yeah.
As a person, I'm happy-go-lucky. So then to be able to be on a platform where people got to see that aspect of my personality was a blessing, because then it was like, okay, well now I can utilize this platform to be the artist that I want to be without the label.
Right.
I think that, I know you're going to jump in, Tracy. I think this is what I think people also been waiting to see. See that blossom happen for you. We've been seeing symptoms in past projects. Yeah. So summer of 2017, it's like, okay, this is the blossom.
Yeah.
Right? The blossom moment for you. And I think that's the part of the allure towards Bridget Kelly, too. I think we're just all still waiting to see. Right?
Yeah. And I feel like, Bridge, and we have, our personal conversations.
Yes.
And I was telling
What do y'all talk about?
Oh, Tracy and I talk about everything, honey. Let me the dissertations that take place in our text message conversations.
Like the carpet munching thing, too? All
no,
of that?
There's no carpet munching.
Always sharp
We're not
left.
at SUSE. We're usually, just discussing workout regimens.
She talks about it with us.
Mental and emotional health. She talks about it with y'all, I'm sure.
Gosh. Anyways, back to what I was originally saying. Bridge, I was telling Sway, I feel like you could really probably teach a course on like the art of resilience, because through all of these like trials and tribulations, and of course you've had powerful moments and those that are still to come, just we have an emotional attachment to our work.
Yeah.
And especially like you as an artist, like was there a particular book that you read or mantra that you said to yourself during those times where you're like, I don't know where this road is leading to?
Well, last year I trained for a half marathon with Nike. Nike came on board to sponsor me, and so I was kind of in addition to trying to like, I was just like, it was a women's half marathon, and myself and Elle Varner actually we trained together to get it done. And my mantra became all or nothing, and I got it tattooed on my arm.
Wow.
But I feel like I had to in my own state of mind at the time when I was transitioning out of the label, it was like, okay, well I can this is the point where most people are like, okay, this was cute. I'm gonna go get a regular job and be, do 9 to 5 and keep it safe and regimented. And I felt like I didn't. It was the breaking point. It was like either we're gonna do it or we're not. And I felt like, okay, well this is still what I want to do. This is still really where I'm at. This is still where my heart is. I can't, and something Jay told me early on too was like, when it stops being fun is when you should quit. And I was still having fun in the midst of all that, like, insecurity and vulnerability and turmoil. I was still having fun. I was still making music and still enjoying it. So I felt like I would have been doing myself a disservice if I had thrown in the towel at that point. So
you got a song, Not Afraid.
Yeah.
On the album, and I was listening to that song because I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I'm always looking for stuff. That's how I have fun listening to music. I'm a digger. I'm always digging. I be making up shit.
It's better than being a nigga.
Yeah, right? Being a digger is better than being a nigga. Okay. So I was listening to the lyrics of Not Afraid. And I was thinking, okay, a lot this whole summer of 2017 feels like love and trials and tribulations. And then just let me show you how my mind works. So the verses go, correct me where I'm wrong. Shades on, brand new sneakers, red lipstick, and what's happening?
Ripped up jeans,
loud music all in my speakers, baddest tomboy you ever seen. See, I may not be everybody's property, but
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea. Okay, that's what I'm sorry. This is me.
The internet,
okay.
man, can't be
Property.
trusted.
Conspiracy theorist.
I
He's like,
right
yeah.
here. Okay, property, cup of tea. But I'll be down if I change for anybody but me. Because in the end, they always circle back around us to see if you became all amazing shit you said it would be. I feel like that wasn't just about, that can apply to your life and what you're going through in transition right now, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's kind of double entendres in there. It's all right, I'm okay if I'm alone. Best believe that I want it that way. It might hurt, but I'm not afraid. I guess that's the reason why they call them growing pains.
Yeah.
I thought this song was about your transition, leaving the nest of Roc Nation and going into your own.
Yeah.
It's
about all of it, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, the Summer of 17 EP is really just kind of a nostalgic conceptual piece for me, because when I was 17, I was going through the same exact thing. Everybody was preparing to be an adult. Everybody's getting ready for college. Everyone's under pressure. It's like, oh my God, our parents are getting crazy. We got to do this. It's going to cost a lot of money. And I'm 29 now, and I'm looking at all my friends are like, oh my God, we got to count. We got to freeze our eggs. If we're not going to get married, we got to get married. We got to get chose. And I'm out here like, yo, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
And I feel like Summer of 17 was the same thing. All of the emotions that I was going through when I was 17, I'm kind of circling back around to now. But I think Not Afraid is applicable to all things, whether it's love relationships, it's friendships. It's really about finding yourself and accepting that being hurt sometimes is okay, accepting that not being okay is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think especially as a woman, there's this like negative energy and connotation to being emotional. It's like, well, I'm emotional and I'm sensitive, so that means that connotates unstable. And it's like, no, it's not unstable. I just cry sometimes, but I'm gonna pick myself up, dust myself off, and keep it trucking. Yeah. So I think Not Afraid is definitely the inspirational record for that. And we're getting ready to shoot a video for it too, so I'm excited.
Lyrics that I thought were
Go
important.
digger.
Yes.
So what if I don't take directions from you? This is the pre-chorus. You might see things differently if you walk in my shoes. I'm sure your heart has the best intentions for me, but I would rather blaze a trail than follow your lead. Were people trying to make or asking you to be something you weren't as an artist?
Absolutely.
Who was that person?
Well, here's what's tricky, right? So when I first started, I got this incredible opportunity to replace Alicia Keys on that record.
Yeah.
And this was before I had done any recording on my own as an artist. So this was like this was the door opener for me. Unfortunately, because it took off and it was amazing.
New York State of Mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind.
Empire State of Mind. Yeah.
So it was hard because then at that point, all the doors that opened for me were doors that were like, oh yeah, you should go on tour with K. Michelle and Mary J. Blige. And it was very much the R&B, the classic R&B circuit.
Yeah.
And that really wasn't where I was trying to go as an artist. And it was hard because I'm doing interviews with all these blogs right after the tour. Like, yeah, I want to do like this pink Alicia Keys kind of vibe. Like it's kind of got a little rock feel, but it's still kind of... And everybody was like confused because they're looking like, well, you singing with Jay-Z, you're replacing Alicia Keys, and now you opening on tour for Mary J. Blige. So we're all a little confused. And I felt like I got pigeonholed a little bit, not on purpose, but I think just because of my entrance into the grand stage, so to speak. So that made it really difficult then for me to sort of try to tackle and cover all bases.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's more the reason why folks should pick up Summer of 17.
Yes.
And I was hoping maybe that could be one of the songs you could do for us this morning. Is that okay? Did they tell you?
They didn't tell me that you wanted that song. You could have texted me. I would have been like, all right, let's get that going.
Okay, what song did you
Well, I'm gonna do the single, which is Act Like That.
Act Like That with
Mac Wiles.
Okay.
He's not here, sadly, but we'll do it without him and Run After You.
I was just partying with Mac Wiles last week. What do you mean he's not here? He's out of town?
Well, no, he's not here. Like he's not in the studio to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I saw the video.
That's the only reason.
Yeah,
I
like the poom poom shorts in the
video.
Hey.
Listen, we had that video was so much. That was a block party. Like we turned up. Half the people in the video didn't even know they were in the video.
Really?
Yeah, we had a party. We had a DJ. We had people on the grill. Like it was a real backyard party. Like it was a moment.
Nah, you had some hand-picked ones.
It was a good.
You had nothing but 15s. Yeah, you had some bangers up in there. And we didn't get the invite. Sway in the morning. Bridget Kelly is here. Summer of 17 is the project. Just listening to your story, Bridget.
Hey.
Not everything is meant to. Do you believe that not everything is meant to be said on mic?
Absolutely. There's a lot of things that are not meant to be said on the mic. But you know what? I'm not one of those people that cares too much, especially since I'm independent. I can say whatever I want.
Just
it's
say
great.
whatever you want.
Glorious.
Okay. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, here we go. I knew that was gonna lead to a tangent somehow.
No, you know what? I'm purposely not focusing on your old.
That's great. Thank you. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, I don't, we know the story. We know the Roc Nation story, and we could put the pieces of the puzzle together. But since you've been independent, you mentioned a lot of people have come, to
Out of the woodwork.
Yeah, out of the woodwork to help you. But are there people who have turned their back?
Yeah, of course. There's always people that turn their back. But it's more so, it's not even so much a turn their back, though. It's a smile. It's almost like... It's almost like a pity. Like I've run into people at events sometimes, and they hit me with the, oh hey, how are you? And it's like, well, I'm fine. Shit, nobody died. Like I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm blessed. I'm healthy. My waist is small. I'm happy. Thanks.
Talk about it.
You know what I mean? Like that's always kind of been my response. Like, what you mean? Well, because I think we were laughing about something the other day, and a friend of mine was like, you should just marry a basketball player. And I was like, get pregnant and just post up. And I was like, wait, what? She was being sarcastic, but in my brain, I'm thinking that's probably the thought for a lot of people. When it's like, when a girl doesn't make it, it's like, well, you could always...
the fallback formula.
The fallback is to fall back on your back and just take it laying down, okay?
I thought that was understood. Don't y'all discuss that? Like women? Like,
if
all else fails, man, let me just go bang out a New York Knicks.
It depends on the... I'm sorry, but the caliber... Not a Knick. Yeah, nah.
Not a
the
Knick?
Knicks... No,
Okay,
the Knicks
so-
ain't been hot since Latrell Sprewell. We ain't going there.
So like,
That's a long time
what
ago.
would be a good team to go for the pickings with?
Oh, I don't know. I don't care enough. But here's the thing. I
There you
don't.
go.
I'm a New Yorker, and the Knicks were my team growing up. Like my dad was made sure like we're gonna watch this because John Starks is the star, and I'm like, all right, Dad, you got it. But no, I don't think with the caliber of women I hang out with, we don't discuss what our like male trapping mechanisms are gonna be. Like that's never a topic of conversation. It's always like, okay, what are we gonna do next? What else do we have?
Yeah.
What else do we have to work with?
Well, we talk about that with good women to trap.
Do
Female
you?
Trap. Why not? It's a new game.
You know what though? I'm not surprised. A guy actually said that. He was like, if I was that girl's boyfriend, I'd put a baby in it. And I'm like, what is this?
That's really
yes.
Like y'all really be scheming like that as men? Like y'all really have those conversations?
Bridget, guess where we learned it?
Okay. All right.
From women. Rachel's on the line. Another woman. Good morning,
Hey,
Rachel.
Rachel.
How you
What
doing?
do?
Is it Rachel?
I think is it
Raquel? Gina?
Gina?
Gina.
Gina don't
Oh,
sound
maybe
nothing
it's my
like
phone
Raquel
line.
or
Is it my
Rachel.
phone line? Is my phone line hooked up? All right, we'll come back to that.
You know what I've always been curious about? I feel like once you're a woman in the entertainment industry and you have a label, they're like, yo, make sure you take a photo with this dude. Let's just make it look like y'all got something.
Oh, you know how many photos? How many of those photos I had to take? Well, you should just go stand over there and take this pic. What? But see, my thing is, as a woman, I've always made it a point to get to know the women in, like, even with, because I've been around athletes a lot.
Yeah.
So I've made it a point to get to know the women attached to the athletes. So it's like, one, those athletes will never try me because I know your wife, one.
Yeah.
And two, just as a woman, I think it's important. Like, I don't ever want another woman to feel insecure or feel like because I'm an artist or because I'm out here, that I'm out here. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't, as a person, I don't want that to be my image either. It's like the girl that runs around with all the athletes. Like, nah, I'm straight. I'm good.
Bridget Kelly is here with us. Your writing process on Summer of 17. You still working with Jerry Wonder? Right?
No, actually,
you're not
I haven't
working
worked. No, I haven't worked with Jerry Wonder in a while.
Okay,
I actually recruited a bunch of producers that I knew that were kind of on the come up for Summer of 17, mainly because I wanted to just kind of test my own strengths with new people. This is the year of the new, so I was like, let me see who I can like find and work with. I'd never worked with Jordan Bratton prior to this project. I started working with him on the album, and I took a pause from the album because I was inspired to do the EP. So I was like, okay, well, let me see if we can get this going. And Act Like That ended up being the lead single, and I was like, well, this is like a summer fun feel good record, and Mac is a good friend of mine, so I was like, let me just recruit you and get you into this. And then I did a song Head Over Heels with Swag, who signed to MBK. Incredible producer. And then Who did Not Afraid? J Dot, actually. This producer named J Dot did Not Afraid with me, which was really good.
That.
Yeah.
It was really like he came in and the first part of that record was drums. It was all drums, and I immediately was like, okay, I know exactly what I want this song to be about.
Those drums sound great, and it doesn't sound like anything that anybody's singing over right now, which is that's kind of what I look for personally, right? Rachel, you there?
Yes.
Rachel is there.
Hey, Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Good morning.
Glad you made it, Rachel.
morning.
Say hello to Bridget Kelly.
Hey.
Hi, Bridget. How are you?
I'm wonderful, boo. How are you?
I'm pretty great. This is actually the first time I'm hearing your voice, your music, you talking, girl. I really like what you're doing.
Thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really hard. I'm an independent artist out here, too. I'm a hip-hop dancer, and it's so hard being independent as a woman in this industry.
Yes.
And I really respect what you're doing.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Are you an artist as well?
I am. I'm a hip-hop dancer and a model and an actress.
Yes. Come on with the multitask. All the
It is.
talent.
I like that. Rachel, where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in Columbus. I'm from Houston, so I'm trying to make it back home or to a bigger city. But Columbus is treating me all right. There's some good dancers out here, some little work going on.
Do you use dancers a lot?
I don't. I
Okay.
can't dance, so that doesn't help anybody.
I've seen you dance.
No, you've seen me twerk, you've seen me whine, but that's always after a little bit of tequila. It's never like on stage, like choreo, like Beyonce. No, it's never that. No, it's never
Yeah,
that.
you're absolutely right. Those are exactly things I saw you do. Rachel, you're a citizen.
Sway in the morning. Thanks, Rachel.
I told you I was in the cut observing.
I
Wow.
know.
Summer of 17, Rachel. Make sure you pick it up.
Yes, and keep up the good work, man. Don't give up.
Congratulations. I think we got Gina. Gina, you on the line?
Hey, what's up?
What's up,
Hi, Gina.
Hi, Bridget. I just wanted to say it's so good to hear some new music from you. So refreshing. My family actually owns an Italian restaurant, and when I'm down in the basement making homemade pasta, I pop some Bridget Kelly in, and it pushes me through. I'm down there
Gina.
working my ass off, and you get me through. So I really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. It's
Thank you
awesome
so
to hear.
much. Yes, homemade pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gina. That's a good hustle. If I could make homemade pasta, I would never leave my house, girl.
Where's your mother from?
My mom is Irish.
Your mom's Irish.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Calloway is my last name, so that has some Irish origins in it.
Yes, it does. So you're
Yeah.
Black Irish. That's
I'm
what
a
we going
black
with?
Irish. So
Okay,
I'm just
cool.
gonna go with
I'll,
that.
I'll take it.
Why are you looking at me like that, Heather? Did you ever?
Digger.
What was your experience like being biracial?
Yeah.
How hard or easy was that for you?
Honestly, it was strange because my dad was from the Bahamas, and I don't know if there's Caribbean people. Caribbean people don't like to be associated with anything other than
Right.
being West. We're West
Yeah.
Indian. We're
Exactly.
Not, we're
Black
not African American. We are
Yeah.
West. We're Caribbean. We're not from here.
Yeah.
So it was different, like trying to fit in, But I don't know. I was always the black sheep as a kid growing up because my mother was like listening to Joni Mitchell and Bob Dylan, and my dad was like, no, but you're gonna learn this Otis Redding though. This is how we gonna do this.
Yeah.
And so it was really a great. There were good things and bad things. I think the identity crisis kind of hit me when I was like 12 or 13, and I hit puberty, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, you're curvy, so you one of us. Come sit over here.
Oh, you got to the black team, right?
Yeah. It was just. I mean, it was a natural thing.
Most black guys, who will hit on you first? Like,
You know what's crazy? White guys I've never been with a white guy. White
Wow.
guys never. I cut my hair and now I'm a little blonde, so I'm kind of giving a little like
you giving them
a
little
yellow tan Victoria Beckham.
Caucasoid, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, white guys look at me and they talk to me places, and then they hear me talk, and then they see all my girlfriends are black, and they're like, oh, never mind, just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Or they see you whine and get intimidated.
Yeah, listen. Sorry, it ain't for everybody.
You're single now?
I am single. Yeah.
All right, good.
Happily single.
Look at that. Sit down, DB.
Okay. Hype.
Excitement.
I'm
Line 'em
definitely single. This is actually the happiest single I've been. Like
Okay.
really happy single.
Are you gettable though? Like can an
I
average?
think I am.
You
I'm
know.
very approachable. Honestly, my longest relationship was with a guy that was not in the industry.
Okay.
He's the most amazing person that I know, actually. So,
What are your deal breakers?
deal breakers would have to be you can't live at home with your mom. I'm 29, so that's not gonna go down.
Sorry.
Hey
Sorry.
DB.
Don't point them out.
Hey DB.
Damn, they are blowing you
pretty
up
much
right
it.
now, dog.
DB, that was pretty much it. I tried. Man.
So sorry.
Foul.
Sorry.
So foul.
Damn.
You can't live at home with your mom. You cannot be phased or impressed by anything in this industry.
Ah, yeah.
That's a
huge.
big. That's
a
huge.
huge thing. It
You-
can't be
that
like,
might
oh,
be
where you
bigger
going?
than the mother.
Oh, you going to
Right.
Carmelo Anthony event? I
Let's
want to
take a
roll. No,
selfie.
no. You sitting over
hate
there.
that.
That's a deal breaker for me. Another deal break. Honestly, it's been a deal breaker throughout my 20s, but it'll probably change the older I get. I don't really want to deal with kids.
I knew.
You know what I mean? I think the older I get, though, and men, the older that men get.
I don't mind it.
But
I'm older than you. It won't change. If you know early that you don't want to deal with no kids.
Because I'm selfish, right? I'm my mother's only child, so I feel like I need to be number one.
Yeah.
Like I can play number two to work, but then that's something we can work out together. But I don't want to play.
You know why I like it though? Because a man with kids, one, they're more punctual because they're used to having to go pick up the child.
Yeah.
And then two, they're like more playful and just a little bit more sensitive. It's all these things that come around with their paternal side.
No, I'm not.
Speaking as a man with a child.
I was trying to pitch for you, Sway.
I don't know.
Speaking as a man with a child, it does. You know what it does? It eliminates the bullshit quotient that he's going to give you.
Oh.
You know, that's the one thing. Because if he has a daughter. Like me, I have a
Sway,
daughter.
You are a very rare exception.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
you're not in it.
You're a diamond in the rough, dog.
You
ain't. It's not comparable to the rest of the
y'all fell into the trance. Look.
No, you're not in it because it's not the same, and you be late, yo. So get the hell out of here. You was supposed to come. Bridget, he was supposed to come to my house on Sunday. He still ain't get there. It's Tuesday. So,
but see, that's my thing. What if he was with his daughter? Because then that happens. You trying to plan a vacation with your girl, and it's like, yeah, no, sorry, baby, mom's acting up. I can't meet you there. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't want that.
I wanted to say really quick though, Bridget. People, I can't wait till the citizens have an opportunity to see this on Sway's Universe because I've been listening to you and watching you and just talking to you while the music was playing, and you have a beautiful spirit, sis.
Thank you.
Like you really do.
Thank
and
you.
I salute you and I congratulate you. That's why I haven't had much to say, but just listening to you and we vibed off air. How is your faith though? I did want to know, how's your faith helped you during? Because to me, I know
the prayer and daily meditation that takes place over here. Oh my! I needed to go to sleep and I needed to wake up. If I don't pray and meditate prior to both of those things, nothing is going to work in my favor. That's what I've learned. Being independent, but also being single and being accepting of my walk and my journey and not comparing it to others and not getting down on myself when things kind of look a little bleak. Because I mean, again, like Tracy said, when I'm an artist, so I'm hypersensitive. I feel everything. I feel all the energy around me. And my mother, my mom is retired now, so she's got nothing better to do than mind my business for the most part. So she's worried. She's like, well, what are you going to do? And what's going to happen? And how is this going to work? And what if you can't get to here? And what if this doesn't happen? And I'm like, lady, I love you, but we just got to pray on it, okay? She's like, can I help with anything? I'm like, yes, just sit here, be quiet one time, look up to the heavens and just pray for me, okay?
Yeah.
That's all I can do. Well, and I mean, and it's crazy because the more I'm like reminding myself to be diligent and be faithful and be patient, the more blessings kind of come my way.
Wow.
And it's weird. I mean, I know it's the cliche thing to say. It's like, well, every time, you just got to pray on it and things will happen. I've prayed on a lot of things that haven't happened.
Right. Yeah.
But I also feel like I'm getting into a different state of mind where it's like, okay, well, maybe God's rejection is God's protection.
There we go.
So that's how
I loud.
I got to process it.
God bless you, man.
Thank
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So as an independent artist,
yes.
Monetarily, you've advanced beyond what you did as a signed artist.
It's crazy how that happened.
You made more money independently.
I've made more money, more moves, more connections, more just networks with people in such a different way now without being attached to the label. I think that there's definitely something to be said about, I mean, here's the thing too. You don't need, everybody always says you need a label for certain things. I would agree. There are certain things you need a label for. Yeah. But for the most part, when you're like me and you're making music that's different than the music you were making before and you're trying to open new doors and go different avenues, being an independent artist is the biggest advantage that you have, because I get to reintroduce myself to people that maybe saw me in a certain light, or saw me in the shadows, but I also get to introduce myself to people that haven't seen me yet, that haven't heard me yet. It's a whole new journey. I'm a whole new person to a lot of these people. So that's really exciting.
I love your energy, man. Hey. Bridget Kelly, give her a round of applause.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Absolutely. And thank you for supporting when you came out to Brooklyn when we did the screening for the Psycho.
That film was incredible.
Thank you.
It was thought provoking in a very different way that I don't think anybody in that room was expecting.
Yeah, it was a shocker. It's a movie, the short film, The Psycho. Kelly Kincaid and I are executive producing on it, and we're gonna we do screenings and conversations afterwards about the dynamic between law enforcement and the community. Bridget showed up and just started reeling in on one of these police officers, and I was like, "Yo, Bridget, yo, reel up! He's here for us! He's here for us!" All right, but thank you for that support, and we'll continue to support support you. Summer of 17 is the project. If you
Yes.
haven't gotten it, if you're driving around, you're at school,
Yeah.
study music.
And I'm doing some shows. I'm going to be in D.C. on the 29th, Philly on the 30th, and Toronto on the 2nd of October. So make sure you try to come out to those. Those will be really good.
And how can they reach you? I am Bridget Kelly?
Yeah, it's I am Bridget Kelly on Twitter and on Instagram. And my Snapchat is DammitBK, DAMMITBK, because I be going off on Snapchat. Snapchat's my new favorite thing. I feel like I could just get one off and then it disappears in 24 hours. I'm here for it.
You ain't got to be accountable. All right, Bridget Kelly, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Sway in the morning. Only on Shade 45.